UFC Fight Night Dern versus Rodriguez full card results. The main event, the underdog in Marina Rodriguez getting a unanimous decision, only losing 1 round. Randy Brown with a unanimous decision, only losing 0 rounds with a broken, I believe it's a broken toe. Matthews Nicolau with a unanimous decision, 29-28. Maria Agapova with a submission in the 3rd round after winning the 1st and 2nd round. Chris Gutierrez somehow getting a split decision. I have no idea how that was a split. Romanov, as we all expected, getting a ground and pound TKO. Damon Jackson with a unanimous decision. Lupita Godinez with an arm bar submission. Steve Garcia with a ground and pound TKO. So a lot of crazy fights on UFC Fight Night Dern versus Rodriguez. There was only 9 fights on it, but there were some pretty solid fights. The first one right here in the lightweight division, we had Charlie Ontiveros and Steve Garcia. In the 2nd round, Steve Garcia went for that ground and pound really hard in that 2nd round and at the beginning of the 1st round. But in the beginning of that 1st round, Charlie Ontiveros did catch Steve Garcia 2, maybe even 3 times, knocking him down many times in the beginning of that 1st round. But Steve Garcia ended the round very strong with a buttload of ground and pound, and in the 2nd round ended up just continuing to ground and pound the heck out of Charlie Ontiveros, who really does not have the best jiu-jitsu game or wrestling game, and just kept on ground and pounding to the TKO. It was a bloody mess. I mean, I understand why he was a -300 favorite, but Ontiveros did catch him every now and then in that 1st round. So if he can improve the wrestling and grappling a little bit, Ontiveros can definitely be a good fighter in this lightweight division. But for right now, he seems like more of a Bellator fighter with a lack of skills in the wrestling and grappling game. But overall, it was a good fight. Steve Garcia battling some of that adversity in the 1st round, getting knocked down many times, and then coming back in the 2nd round with a ground upon TKO. Really good fight in the lightweight division. Get a women's strawweight fight, Silvana Gomez Juarez with 10 wins and 2 losses, a 3-1 underdog, being way older than Lupita Godinez, taking the fight on short notice as well. But it was very obvious. Lupita Godinez went out there, put on the pressure on Silvana Gomez Juarez, took her down, and then submitted her by armbar at the end of that 1st round. Easy win for Lupita Godinez. Either way Lupita was going to win the fight. I thought it'd be a pressure striking game plan where she knocks her out by TKO, sort of how Mana Fiora does in most of her fights, getting her opponents back to the cage and just starting to throw. I thought that was one of the ways she could get the knockout, but she got the takedown and she got that submission. You got Damon Jackson, Charles Rosa. The 1st round, Charles Rosa was beating him on the feet, and then Damon Jackson was beating him on the ground. It's a pretty close 1st round. 2nd round, Damon Jackson pretty much destroyed him in the grappling and wrestling game. 3rd round, Damon Jackson pretty much destroyed Charles Rosa in the grappling and wrestling game, but it was very back and forth in that grappling and wrestling. But at the beginning of that 3rd round, Charles Rosa goes down like this, goes for a right hand, boom, just like that, splitting open Damon Jackson's eye. And I really thought the fight could have been over with that eye cut of Damon Jackson. It was absolutely vicious, that cut on Damon Jackson. It was just really nasty. But Charles Rosa did end up losing the fight by unanimous decision. Damon Jackson improves to 19 wins and 4 losses, 2-1 in the UFC in his new stint. He did have a stint a couple of years ago, where he got 1 loss, 1 no contest, and 1 draw. But came back, and now he's on a 1 win over Mirsad Bektic, and Charles Rosa only losing to Ilia Topuria, a top 15 featherweight. So a really good fight in that featherweight division. Very bloody fight in that featherweight division as well. We go into the big boys right here in the heavyweight division with Alizin Romanov doing what he always does. The 1st round, he got a couple of takedowns, but it was mainly a striking 1st round. I do think Romanov did enough to win that 1st round, and in the 2nd round, Romanov went out there, got that takedown fairly easily, and ground and pounded the heck out of Jared Vanderaa for the whole entire round, and Vanderaa looked like he was done after that 2nd round. But with literally like 15, 16, 17 seconds left of that 2nd round, Romanov just kept on going hammer fisting on Jared Vanderaa, and the ref was forced forced to stop the fight, which was definitely a good call with the amount of damage that Alexander Romanov was inflicting on Jared Vanderaa. But really good performance from Alexander Romanov right there. I believe he deserves a top 15 fight next. Maybe Blago Ivanov, maybe Walt Harris, one of those type of guys, but definitely give him a top 15 guy next. We got Chris Gutierrez, who the first round probably went Felipe Colares. It was a pretty close first round. The second round, it definitely went Chris Gutierrez. There's no doubt about it that Chris Gutierrez won the fight. And the third round, there was no doubt about it that Chris Gutierrez won the fight, but even then, the scorecards were just very, very all over the place. I mean, obviously the first round, in my opinion, I did have Felipe Colares winning that first round. The second and third round, I had Chris Gutierrez winning. But if you look at the scorecards on there, if you go to follow my Instagram page, which is Bert_MMA, we posted this little scorecard of the Chris Gutierrez Felipe Colares fight. One judge had it 29-28 with Felipe winning the first and second round. He won the first round, but he did not win the second round. That judge is absolutely crazy for thinking that Felipe Colares won that second round. That's just crazy. And then the other two judges had it 30-27 for Chris Gutierrez. But in my opinion, I think it was a 29-28 decision for Chris Gutierrez. Landing some decent calf kicks, some body kicks, just landing that jab at will on Felipe Colares. That jab defense of Felipe Colares is absolutely horrible. So it was definitely a fight that I totally thought Chris Gutierrez won. I don't know how it was a split decision, but overall, a really good win from Chris Gutierrez right there. Probably going to get like a top 35, top 40 fighter in the bantamweight division next. Maria Agapova was my first underdog I did have winning on the card at plus 155. I had her winning by a decision, winning the first round and the second round, then losing the third round due to cardio. But she won the first round, she won the second round, and she did not lose the third round, as she went out there in that third round after outstriking Sabina Mazo by quite a lot in that first and second. She went out, got the takedown fairly easily in that third round, and then submitted Sabina Mazo very, very easily right there. But yeah, really good win for Maria Agapova. My one underdog I did have winning. I went 8-1 on the card, and the only fight I got wrong prediction wise was Marina Rodriguez. Other than that, I got all my predictions right. But that was my first underdog that I did have correct in Maria Agapova, but I did have her winning the decision. Yeah, Matthews Nicolau and Tim Elliott. Matthews Nicolau going out there. I believe the first round was pretty close. It was definitely a close round. The second round definitely went to Matthews Nicolau, landing way more strikes than Tim Elliott. The first round, I would definitely say it went to Tim Elliott. I would probably say that. And then in the third round, so going into the third round, it was pretty much minus 110, minus 120. A very 50-50 fight going into that third and final round. But Tim Elliott goes out there, gets outstrung by Matthews Nicolau by a very slight margin in that third round, gets taken down by Matthews Nicolau, and he just does this and holds on Matthews Nicolau. I have no idea why he did that, because it was 1-1 going in the third round. There's no way you're going to win a round by laying on your back, especially as the striking was that even. All Matthews Nicolau really has to do is keep on tip-tapping you in that third round, and he's going to win the round and win the fight. And that's exactly what happened. Tim Elliott, he's a veteran of the flyweight division, but he did not seem like a veteran in the fight with Matthews Nicolau, literally just holding on to Matthews Nicolau in that fight. But a really good fight in the women's flyweight, or sorry, not the women's flyweight division, the regular men's flyweight division right there. But Tim Elliott, I don't know what he was doing, holding on for dear life on Matthews Nicolau, which was the reason he did lose the fight. We had the co-main event with Randy Brown winning the first round, just outboxing Jared Gooden in pretty much every single round. Jared Gooden attacking that lead leg of Randy Brown very consistently throughout the 3 rounds, but Randy was landing the more powerful strikes, was landing more volume, was landing more head strikes. Jared Gooden was landing a lot of leg strikes, but they weren't as significant as the head strikes that Randy Brown was landing. So overall, in my opinion, Randy Brown won the fight by 30-27, unanimous decision, and that is exactly what happened. Every judge had it 30-27 for Randy Brown. Jared Gooden just did not put enough pressure on Randy Brown. Towards the end of that third round, he was coming forward, throwing some big shots, but not enough. He needed to put a lot more pressure if he was going to win the fight, but Randy Brown looked really good, and he looked really good with a broken toe in that first round. So props to Randy Brown for continuing to fight and to get a unanimous decision while having a broken toe, but really good fight in the welterweight division right there. Then we go on to the main event right there in the women's strawweight division in Marina Rodriguez and Mackenzie Dern. Now, Mackenzie Dern was a 2-1 favorite. I didn't think she should be like a 2-1 favorite. I thought maybe like a -145, -150, somewhere around that range. I did have a good amount of money on Mackenzie Dern by submission prop and by a decision prop, because there's no way she's going to knock out Marina Rodriguez. But either way, the fight did go the distance. Marina Rodriguez won the first round on the striking. Mackenzie Dern just wasn't able to land the takedown. The second round, Mackenzie Dern landed a trip takedown on Marina Rodriguez and ended up just grab-pounding and winning that round. So going into that third round, it was 1-1. One round Marina and one round Mackenzie Dern. But the third round, Marina Rodriguez destroyed Mackenzie Dern in the striking. The fourth round, Marina Rodriguez destroyed Mackenzie Dern in the striking. And the fifth round, Marina Rodriguez destroyed Mackenzie Dern in the striking. Overall, a 49-46 unanimous decision win for Marina Rodriguez. I mean, it was no surprise after watching the first round where Marina was just outstriking Mackenzie, and Mackenzie wasn't able to land the takedown. Even after I saw the takedown on Mackenzie Dern in the second round, I still had a feeling Marina was gonna win the fight, because Mackenzie Dern, her striking she did not look good at all. I mean, in the I believe the third round, she landed like 2 or 3 strikes, which was absolutely horrible. But yeah, it was a bad prediction on my part. The only fight on the card that I did get wrong was the main event with Marina Rodriguez, Mackenzie Dern. But overall, really good win for Marina Rodriguez. Probably gonna be one fight away from a title shot in this women's strawweight division. I'm really not too sure who she's gonna fight next, because you just beat Mackenzie Dern. You got Joanna Jacek out there. You got maybe the loser of Rose Namajunas, Weili Zhang. It's one of those two. She's either gonna fight Joanna or the loser of Weili Zhang, Rose Namajunas. And if she wins that fight, she will fight for the belt. But really good fights on UFC Fight Night. Dern versus Rodriguez. Put your thoughts, put your betting results in the comment section below. Put your prediction results in the comment section below. But even though there was only 9 fights, not really the most notable fights, there was some pretty good finishes on the card, and some pretty bloody battles as well. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.